Port City fans, welcome to historic Legion Stadium. Nestled in the shadow of our own port, the stage is set for tonight's match between visiting Salem City FC and your Port City FC. It's a great night for elite soccer action right here in Wilmington. Fans, please direct your attention to the sideline as we prepare to introduce tonight's starting lineups. Franks. Number 4, Weston Yanka. Number 7, Guillermo Fontes. Number 8, Cameron Letterlow. Number 10, Oscar Tondendidel. Number 18, Patrick Tierney. Number 19, Jameel Durham. Number 23, Finn Muse. Number 24, Carlos Santamaria. Number 25, Sasha Rabala. And number 99, Kevin Stanton. Salem City is coached by William Lenny, Haley Dilday, and Daniel Hargett. And now for your Port City FC. In goal, number 1, Eli Mumford. Number 3, Will Fatzinger. Number 4, Joshua Sayer. Number 5, Martin Rivera. Number 8, Jack Steele. Number 9, Hendrix Mota. Number 11, Caleb Powell. Number 17, Gabe Findley. Number 21, Chris Heckenberg. Number 22, Jackson Manichi. And number 27, Raquan Bryant. Your Port City are coached by Austin Martz. He is assisted by Dan Myers. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if able. Remove your hats and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America and those who protect our freedoms with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello all and welcome here to Wilmington, North Carolina for the final time in the 2026 USL League 2 season for Port City FC's men's team. The women's team had their last home game a couple of nights ago on Saturday. But now we've hit the month of July. Port City still have 2 more games after tonight. And for Salem City, the visitors tonight, they have 2 more games as well. 2 teams that are looking to get a result here tonight and try and move their way up the ladder a little bit. As right now, Salem City sitting in 8th place with 11 points out of 11 games. For Port City FC, they've got some work to do in their last 3 games, but very winnable games for the Gulls. As Port City FC, 4 points in 11 games. Their last game was, of course, against Appalachian FC. We saw it here on Wednesday at 6:30 at UNCW Soccer Stadium. It was a 3-0 loss for Port City against Appalachian FC. They're the visitors on your screen, and goal for them today is the mainstay, Kevin Stanton, as in the all-navy is Salem City, a team that is going up to USL League 1 in 2028, professional soccer in the U.S. And one of those that, you know, you look forward to, but for right now, with a bunch of collegiate players trying to make their mark and potentially, if they play well enough, who knows what can happen. But as for Port City in goal today, another rotation for goalkeeper for Port City, as we've seen it a lot this year. Sayer knocks it back to Eli Mumford. Mumford not much under that one there. And it's with Finn Muse. Muse, now Salem City was offsides, but had an early chance for the break. As what a great night of action here in USL2. Last home game, like we've said, for Port City. A sad ending to the year just because we don't have any more games, but we'll be back for 2027. And not only that, Port City FC will look not to finish bottom of the pile here, and a win tonight would put them back into that position to finish 10th and maybe a couple spots higher depending on how the game goes. Driving on is Lerolo and gets tripped up. Oh, it was outside the box, says the referee. Yellow for Sayer. And I guess Cameron Lerolo just kind of transitioned into the 18 here. Yes, foul was outside the box, and Sayer probably rightly deserved the yellow there. So early free kick for Salem FC, but also now for one of your center backs for Port City causes the issue of having him on a yellow and having to kind of mind his P's and Q's so far for the rest of the night. Got to talk to a couple of the Salem FC or Salem City FC higher ups earlier, and super nice group and really super excited to be moving up the league, but trying to find culture in the team nonetheless. As here's Salem City, low driving, cleared away by Finley. Still in danger stations for Port City. Santa Maria played it over to Yuan Kiyu. Cross got blocked there by Port City. Port City in the coastal blue uniforms going left to right. As for Salem City going right to left in the all navies, like we said. Nice jerseys for Salem City. They've got a really beautiful home kit as well, the lighter colors with the 2 smokestacks. Now when they score, they set off in the blue smoke. And as for the referees, they were not in the walkouts per usual, as they were wearing all black. And they changed to the red tops. Sasha Rabala. Now with possession for Salem City. Port City, one of those teams that sits in its formation a little bit. This is a bigger pitch than what we see at UNCW Soccer Stadium in a really pristine soccer facility over there and a little bit north of here. But here we are at the turf at historic Legion Stadium. Rabala. Knocking around, stolen away there by Heckenberg. Heckenberg more of a central defensive role today and maybe more attacking. We'll see. Powell out wide with a little chip, but the run from Finley never came, and it's won easily back there by Rabala. Rabala out wide. Oh, nifty on the turn there, but unable to keep it in there. The fluorescent pink shoes of Lerolo. As Port City win it back, though, quickly with the throw-in. Or it was their throw-in, and they just... Manisi took his time there with that one. Let's just say it like that. Finley plays it back to Fatzinger. Most of the defensive four for Port City staying together this year. As Rivera driving in center of the park. Takes an extra challenge and no advantage there, so whistle blows. Rivera with a little bit of space in the middle of the park, like we said. Late lunging challenge there by Yonke. Yonke played a year at West Virginia. 14 games and 247 minutes. A couple of years ago. His freshman year, now his sophomore and junior year. The Cleveland, Ohio native. Played for Elon University and won the 2025 CAA championship. Did the central midfielder Powell, couldn't keep that one in. As Powell just didn't get the touch there and then just tried to slap it in. Jamil Duran was there. Letterloo complaining that Manisi got a little extra hold of him there. Rivera. Fontes after him. It's one back there by Yonke and gets pulled down. We've already seen one yellow be thrown out early tonight. With Salem City get it started quickly. The Winston-Salem team making the trip to Wilmington. A 3-hour-and-a-half drive earlier today. Have that drive tonight as well. Nice combination there, but Rivera got back to put his body in a good position there. Steele knocks it off to Heckenberg. Heckenberg nifty with the quad there and able to keep possession. He's pressured by Yonke. Now it's out wide to Mota. A lot of Navy jerseys back though for Salem City. Oh, the sole of the foot from Mota to Heckenberg. Heckenberg now back to Mota. Port City, a lot of numbers forward. You see the last defensive player is Sayer right now, and he's got possession. Miss hit there a little bit though, as Stanton comes and collects. Rabala. Long ball into Muse. Muse can't contain it. And it's back with Port City. Both teams really trying to figure it out early on here in this match, as you know, you've had the first 5-10 minutes of just feeling out time where you got to see where the other team is systematically approached. And that's why when you see the early goals, it kind of shocks the game. But you know, we saw another early goal from a World Cup team today. Congo scored in the 7th minute, but England finally figured it out late on. But it kind of just changes the game plan for those teams, as you know, in that situation, Congo went defensive, the DR Congo, over England. England, though, did win 2-1. All thanks to their captain and marksman Hurricane. Tierney looking for Muse. Muse does get to it. Offsides again, though, is Muse. Patrick Tierney with a nice ball into the box, though. Another big World Cup game on tonight as well. If you're watching here, you might be watching that game later. It's the U.S. versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. That is at 8 p.m., so we'll be here finishing up the game when that one starts for the big U.S. fans. Bryant battling with Rabala. Bryant there ended up getting it off his back to Mota, now back to Rivera. Now it's to Fatzinger. Manisi, big touch inside. Powell was there to assist, though. Powell looking for Bryant, headed off just with a little bit of a love tap from Rabala's noggin to Stenton. Strong in there from Heckenberg. But Salem City win it back. We've seen a lot of action here in the middle portion of the park. Now Yonki. Yonki going against Finley. Oh, and it's just a wrestling match. Yonki puts the arms up, but I think if you saw that one, he would agree with the referee there. Just a little bit of a tussle and a toss. A lot of action going on here at the historic Legion Stadium. As over at Buck Hardy Field to our left, there is a baseball game going on as well. Tonight, the Wilmington Sharks. This one is played into the stands. Fans going to collect that one now. Tierney out wide. It is Frakes out there. That is Caleb Frakes, the right back today. Beautiful through ball in now. Mumford quickly off the line. He was well aware of that. In a great position to play sweeper keeper. Oh, and bad communication there from Port City. Neither of them really commanded the area, did Heckenberg and Finley. But for right now, nothing went astray for Port City after that little stumble. Throw in for Mota and Port City here. Pretty hot afternoon here in Wilmington. Not too bad, a little humidity, of course, as always in Wilmington, but other than that, it is going to be a nice evening. Sun, though, right behind us here in the broadcast booth, and behind your camera angle, chasing it down is Lerolo. Mumford just has to hit it forward. The breeze a little bit right to left, not too much, but just enough to make an impact when Mumford tries to clear the ball. Steele, a little bit of rolls on the sole. Pass it out to Minisi, over to Sayer. A lot of experience collegiately for all these players, for both these teams. Port City, like we said, playing with a very similar team that finished third in the NPSL last year, so definitely some growing pains in USL2, but recruiting is tough, and you know, we'll see what happens next year. But a growing year for Port City is still a chance to pick up some wins late. Finley will go pressure. Fatzinger stays inside. Shot. Mumford gets the fist there. It was a howitzer there that just got palmed away by Mumford. Mota now Taking it all the way over to Powell. Bryant, though, doesn't get the touch on before. This is taken away by Salem City. Oh, and a great sliding challenge by Fatzinger. He came soaring in like a bald eagle. Did Fatzinger there. Now what can Port City do with it? Mota in on a challenge to Lederlo. Came up hobbling for a second to the Salem City. Salem City, of course, we said it in Winston-Salem. And it is home to NC Fusion, which is what this team used to be called before they changed it to Salem City. Of course, now making the transition to the professionals in a couple years. Oh, and Stanton bobbled that one a little bit, but it was more of just a technicality there. Just knocking it around now. Stanton. Port City pressing a little bit more than we've seen in past games. This game maybe a little bit more in the wheelhouse of end-to-end action. We'll see. As Fatzinger stepped up, but Rivera kept him on side there. It's Salem City driving. Mumford! Oh, brilliance from the Port City keeper. As Santa Maria thought that he had it past Mumford, but he just sucked it in like a frog licks up a fly. Oh, a big sliding challenge from Mota. Second yellow there, and that is most definitely one of those that he'll want back. But Mumford, who ended up on his knees, was able to just push off the knees. And you see the foul there as Ledalo is down right now for Salem City. So Ledalo now comes up limping. You see that left ankle there. If we get a little bit lower look at it, the fluorescent pink there. He's been beat up a couple times already tonight, has he? It's quickly taken out wide now. Santa Maria. Crossed in beautifully. Whipped in. Now it falls to Ledalo. Oh. And had a chance. Did Ledalo there. It was a tough one, though. A little bit speculative off the bounce. And with a Port City defender right in front of his face there, Stewart. Excuse me, that looked like Heckenberg was in the way of the goal mouth there. It is a goal kick for Mumford. Finley pressured heavily there by Yonki. Yonki with a slip-through ball to Tonendel. It's going to be a corner. Or a goal kick, actually. Yeah, it was out on Oscar. Tondendel. And Mumford getting a ball there from Port City FC's faithful, as we call him, Stowe, down there helping out. He does everything for Port City FC. Now he's passing out balls. He's a ball shagger right now. He does the drum as well for Port City. Some of the cowbells as well. Just a universal help to Port City, and he's very active in the team and community as well. So Rivera into steal. Heckenberg pressured heavily there by Tony Dendel. Fatzinger just has to get it cleared over to Bryant now. Bryant has to hold it up. Bryant has been limited in his appearances so far this year. He's done well just getting through balls, but His hold-up play has been definitely one of the weak spots for him. A nice little inside pass to Tony Dendel. And it's cleared fully there by Port City. Now they have to press their lines up. Powell, the only one pressing right now, as it's over to Rabala. Rabala to Yonki. Nice little dummy there for Salem City. The Navy boys with an out wide pass to Duran. Duran, oh, just crept off sides. As it was a tight one. I don't know if it was. It looked like the Port City defender kept him on. And Port City's got to be careful because they've had a couple defenders just lag behind a little bit so far tonight. And, you know, it's kept some players on sides. I know there's been at least 3 offsides for Salem City tonight. We'll take a look at it a little bit closer again. Yeah, it's off the foot now, and yeah, it looked like he was on sides. We don't have VAR to really get a complete check of that, but from the raw eye, as there is Stenton. Rivera inside to Heckenberg. Steele now over to Sayer. Sayer back inside to Steele. Steele looking for a dink to Rivera. It's headed from Frakes all the way back to Stanton. I'm not sure Stanton's in goal as well, actually, now. It was originally number 99, but it may be a late switch there. Chasing it is Ledelo. Mumford off the line, clears it to the visiting stands almost. But Mota, as the wind kind of kept it in play, Mota put it back to Rivera and a free kick there. You see how the wind just kind of holds that ball up there. So I think it is Stanton in goal. It's just he's wearing number 1 instead of what he's listed on line as number 99. Rivera pokes it to Bryant. Can't get there first though. Rabala pushes it on. Tony Dandel. As Salem City loves just driving at defenders and pushing it through. It's just classic football there. Just cannot connect though to Fontes. Can Tony Dandel. Sayer out wide. Mumford over to Fatzinger. Fatzinger looking long for Menisi, the only one there. Misjudged by Duran, and oh, big collision. It looked like Menisi had a little bit of help there to knock Duran down. He won't go into the book though. They just collided together there. Menisi definitely took on the challenge of the taller player. Some 6 inches taller than Menisi is Duran. Rabala. Inside to Letterlow, who's dropped low to get an extra touch on the ball now. Oh, and a misplayed pass. It'll go unpunished, though, for Salem City. Santa Maria picks it up. And an absolute string of a long ball there to Duran. Duran takes it himself, blocked by Port City, and it's Sayer. It's still with Duran now. As he did it all himself there. The Jamil Duran. And now Salem still. Santa Maria out wide. Tony Dandel crossed in. Mumford has to be aware. And Mumford with a little bit of a patty cake to push that one away. As he almost got caught out there, did the Port City goalkeeper, but there got it away, and it's going to be a corner kick for Salem, the first corner of the night for either team. See what Salem does here. It looks like they're all on the line right now. It goes short. Yonki blocked away by Sayer. Manisi back to Sayer. Sayer not really an option. A Mumford as a center forward there for Salem City is blocking 3 on steal right now. What can he do? Plays back to Sayer. They halfway get it clear, but Salem City still on the press. As Muse getting muscled around, Steele ended up winning it back. And very important as well, defensive for Port City. Now, Bryant, can you hold the ball up here on Rabala? Rabala gets the first touch. And out for a throw-in for Port City. You see it. Steele ended up recovering neatly. As there is the Port City throw-ins trying to get the ball. As there's the kid, gets the throw in. And some of the fans get involved in the game. We'll see what Port City decides to do here. Minisi decides to play it backwards long. Sayer to Fatzinger. Oh, Fatzinger with a little bit of loose touches there, and he gets whistled on Muse. As it was just a little bit lackluster. He went right back into pressure and gave it away to Muse, and then dragged him down by the trunks. As Salem City now in possession once more. Oh, Sayers missed that. Minisi there was able to cover for him, though. Over down the far touchline is Salem City. That one knocked out. As the sun starts getting lower and lower, the angles of the shadows getting longer and longer. This one not able to be kept in play there by Salem City. Goal kick for Port City. As we sit here in the 27th minute, haven't really seen much from these two teams, only the one corner. And no shots from either team. A couple of chances for Salem City. I mean, that one cross you could count as a shot, I guess. And Mumford had to come up big, coming out of his box a couple of times. Bryant shooted off by Rabala over to Stanton. Salem City just knocking it around. It's a battle there. Muse and Sayer going after each other. Muse over to Santa Maria. Mumford able to get to his left. Good extension from Mumford there. And Muse picked out Santa Maria perfectly for first time. Maybe would have liked to get a little bit more power behind it. Mumford in goal for Port City, gets an extra touch or two on the ball. Mota now looking for Bryant. Rabala to Stanton. Stanton with two Port City players around him. Oh, not the greatest. Heckenberg able to pick it off. Heckenberg shot. Stanton, first save of the game for him. Off of a giveaway from Stanton himself. Gets his first save of the night. Port City putting the pressure on again, though. Stanton comes out and claims this one, though. There's a little bit of a breeze. Finds its way to Wilmington right now. Finley putting pressure as Heckenberg as well. Yonki. Stanton with a lot of touches inside his 6 and 18-yard box here tonight. You know, as a keeper and a former keeper myself, you don't want to necessarily have possession of the ball inside your 18 that often. You want to be possessing outside when your team is higher up the pitch. But so far tonight, it's been a lot of possession in the middle third for Salem City, more defensively, like we see right now. Ledalo. Fontes pushes it out wide now. Tony Dandel out wide. Inside now for Salem City. The cross comes in. Powell's able to get it first and heads it away. Finley to Fatzinger. Looking for Brian as the hold-up, headed by Tierney. Tierney able to keep it in. Tierney battling on the far touch line. And it goes out on the end line, though, for a goal kick for Mumford. Rivera there did a little bit of extra body work. As we've eclipsed the half-hour mark here in Wilmington, and for both these teams really trying to find something. Neither of them really able to create anything monumental. But for these teams, there's a free kick awarded to Salem City. Santa Maria. Restarts play. Salem City's definitely had a little bit more possession here tonight. Wouldn't say by a vast majority, but Ledalo out wide over to Fontes now. Fontes cutting inside. Guilherme. Fontes shot. Save Mumford easily. Call that the first official save for Mumford. Not sure what the stats keepers have. They chose the one where he kind of palmed away. Their hand knocked off the ball, and Port City have regained possession. Finley with a nifty turn. The former Liberty Flame, now a coach here in Wilmington for the Wilmington Hemorrheads, asking the center referee where was the foul, as it was a little bit of soft contact there. We don't get a look at it here, though. Here's the shot by Fontes. Mumford saved it, though, like we said. Tony Dandel took an elbow to the back there, and Steele, who's increased his physicality as of late, the UNC Asheville player, is not afraid to put his body into a challenge. You know, the physicality from Port City increased throughout the year as well, and you know, a little bit maybe frustration. Obviously, only 1 win and 1 draw from your 11 games, 9 losses, and games that have been close as well. 4 one-score games for Port City. But it's one of those things where you gotta try and find the positives. Mumford comes and collects. Mumford is good off his line. Eli Mumford, the UNC Charlotte player from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Came from Pittsburgh for 1 year, and then now has played 2 years for UNC Charlotte. Hasn't seen any action yet. He's had a long history for USL squads. He played with the Richmond Kickers, and he made the matchday squad there, did Mumford. And he also joined the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in 2023. He also played for Wake FC in 2021, a team that is right above Port City in the standings. And a whistle here, a little bit of an altercation between the two. Bryant gets a yellow on Tierney. So Bryant goes into the book for the extra activity that happened with Tierney. Trying to keep things under control as the referee here. Everyone gets back towards midfield as Mumford's taking the goal kick. Bryant went out there by Rabala, and a big challenge in on Letterlow again. Medici in the book now. That is 2 of your defensive players for Port City on and for Port City, that's something to keep an eye on as well. That's their right back and right center back. Jackson Manisi from UNC Asheville as well, the captain tonight for Port City. But yellow's starting to rack up for Port City, and will that become a problem as this game goes on? We've seen a red card in back-to-back games that Port City men's have played here at home, and one was at historic Legion Stadium like the one we saw tonight. That was a 2-1 loss though for Port City against South Carolina United. The Bentams ended up winning that one. Cross comes in, cleared away by Port City, and Mota as for that game against South Carolina United. Port City was up a player for the whole second half, but then it was a 1-1 halftime score, and it ended up being 2-1 after a late winner in stoppage time for South Carolina United. And last game, Port City with a red card. Tripped up his Mota there. And a yellow card, first of the game for Salem City. The referee's really being given out the yellows now, as it is Tony Dendel with the yellow. Little strong pass into Heckenberg, was able to control it though, get it down. 5 yellow cards we've seen already in this match. Definitely not the last one, we'll see as well. Here's Sayer looking for Finley. He does. Finley knocks it right back to Sayer, gets the pressure from Letterlow, who's been absolutely beat up today as a Salem City player. He's been on the turf at least 4 times, and there is a big fall from Rabala, who goes there rolling. still with possession from Port City as play continues. Mota looking inside of Rivera from his left back position, driving inside the 18 now. 2 Port City players in the box. Oh, couldn't find Powell. It was critical there. And it's whistle blown now as they'll go check on Rabala. Durhan came across to make the interception, as he was the lone Salem City defender. As Letterlow was high up the pitch, and he did all that he needed to do. Maybe a little dink in the air as a late runner from Port City there. Here's the collision. Bryant, maybe a little bit of extra. Not much in it though. Maybe, potentially. It's hard to tell from that replay, but good to see Rabala back up on his feet. That was a tough fall to the ground for him. And you know, there would have been a lot of complaining there if Port City had ended up finding the back of the net on that play, as the center defender for Salem City down on the 40-yard line. Glad he is okay up and up now for Salem City. We resume play, as here it's with Heckenberg. Fatzinger over to Mota. Mota dropped from his left wing position, and Mota there with a little crafty maneuvering. Now he's got a chance for Port City to strike on the counter quickly. Brian couldn't get there, but it's poked away by Frakes, and it's a corner for Port City, the first of the game.
This City FC corner kick is brought to you by Breaksville Beach Brewery, proudly fueling local soccer with local craft beer.
So Powell will take the corner here. We've seen Steele take some this year. Menisi, this one, the UNCW product, the local men. Right on stand, a little bit far. Sayer got over there, just couldn't get over the ball as he hit the top of his head and flew in through the uprights for a good field goal. First one that we've seen here tonight. Between the uprights here at Legion Stadium, where we see a lot of different lines on the field. Of course, the yellow is the ones we're using here tonight. I'm sure that by this point you would assume that already, but if not, that is what we're playing. Obviously, football lines on the field as well. Across men's and women's. You know, and the big one was that they just got new turf here at Legion Stadium a couple of years ago. You see the NHHS, New Hanover High School, that's headed back by Tierney to Stanton. And they used to paint the football lines on the turf, but they've now had them put into the turf here at Legion Stadium permanently. So definitely a better option for the turf as a whole. You don't want to keep washing off the white football lines, but for, you know, observation purposes, obviously a little more tough here for soccer and Port City FC, but you take what you can get here. Finley now has switched sides, looking for Mota in the middle. Does get to Mota! Goal! Absolute brilliance from Finley to Mota there, as Port City crack open the can here in the Port City. As we get another look at this, probably one of the better goals, team goals from Port City. Mota just getting the little critical touch on it, gets it by Stanton. And Port City with the lead in the game. It is 63-0 on the scoreboard. They're fixing that right now, as that was a funny one. They're going down from 60 as well. But what a finish. Stanton, nothing to be done there for the goalkeeper, as it is officially 0-1 on the scoreboard. And Port City with a lead that is, you couldn't say is not well deserved, but One of those where the game was just hanging on the knife's edge, and Port City strike first. And there it is for Salem City. Now they've got to throw in an offensive half, and they always say strike first, strike hard in Cobra Kai. That's the saying. A couple of Mortal Kombat movies have come out recently as well. But obviously that's, you know, on the same wavelength as Karate Kid, but not the same exact thing. Obviously the video game and now into the movies. A lot of different movies tripped up there. There's Letterlow and Finley. Uh-oh. Yep, he'll get in the book for that one. The way we've seen yellows tonight, you know, as a player, you just have to be aware that any little thing that you do is going to get you into the book, and he's, you know, upset with it. But the way the referee has reffed the game, that is just one of those where you've got to play the game to the referee. So that is the now 5th Port City player into the referee's handbook now. 6th of the game, as we are only about 25 or so seconds away from 45 in this first half. And that would lead us to whatever stoppage time there is. We'll see. There may be a minute or two. There has been a couple stoppages when the trainer came on, and the goal, of course. Yonki over it, as well as Tony Dendel. Yonki dinks it in. Salem City had 2 players there, and they were complaining that one got tripped up. We'll see. It's at the top of the box. As it's just I think it's just a tangle of legs that brings the player down there, and it's just one of those things when you have a free kick in a position like that. It's always going to be a tug of war in the box, and you know, a lot of physicality. Bryant going up. Tierney wins the headed ball away. Heckenberg trying to win the seconds. Now 3rd, finally in the possession of Salem, but not for long, as Munisi heads it over to Finley with an assist on the night. And there it is, a quick stoppage time as we hit the end of the first half. Port City FC have led in this game for only a couple of minutes. It's their first lead in a while here in the USL2, and they will take the lead into the break as well. What a first half for Port City as we take a look at the lone goal of the game. Finley to Mota, just a little toe. That's the difference right now here in Wilmington at historic Legion Stadium. We take a break here in USL2. We'll be right back after the break here for more Port City versus Salem City. Welcome back to Wilmington here for second half action as Port City FC with a 1-0 lead over Salem City. And it was a first half where both teams kind of just had their moments, and it ended up being Port City who found the breakthrough in the 43rd minute, courtesy the right foot of Hendrix Mota. Beautiful assist from Finley as well. The Liberty Flame alumni. Mota, the goal scorer, over to Fatzinger. Excuse me, that's Sayard. Fatzinger on the near side, Sayard on the far of this half. Over to Powell. And as we mentioned, Salem City FC with 11 points on the year and 11 games played. For Port City FC, they've only gotten 4 with 1 win. The 1 win was against Wake FC, the 3-0 win on that day, and it was at home as well. Their home record has been a little bit better than their road record. Haven't recorded a win on the road, but have a couple of good games coming up. Foul there awarded to Port City after Bryant took the tumble. But as for Port City FC, their remaining games at Wake FC and Tobacco Road, 2 teams that sit right above them in the standings. Wake FC with 6 points in 12 games, Tobacco Road with 8 points at 11. So if Port City end up finding form late and winning the last 3, they could find themselves ultimately above those 2 teams in 9th and maybe above Salem City in 8th. Cleared away there. Salem City has the outlet, and talked a little bit about Salem City's move to USL League 1, obviously the professional league there, and exciting opportunities there as they look for a home for that. And, you know, it's one of those where you love to see a team move up the ladder and, you know, really get the league larger and more expanded as well for USL League 1. Obviously, Wilmington Hammerheads used to be here, the old USL. Bryant came back from offsides there. Won't get a good look at it here as camera was panning over. Heckenberg pokes it away of Sayer. Sayer cuts it back, right into the path of Muse. Yonki. Now sprinting. Letterlow with a head of steam. Letterlow pokes it by. Oh, just can't get the touch from Santa Maria. As he gives the post a little bit of love. Maybe in frustration, just will step behind it there. For Letterlow, or excuse me, that was Santa Maria, but good ball in from Letterlow. Mumford with a little bit of more distance on his goal kicks this half. No wind now at all. The flag over in left is absolutely on the pole. No wind at all right now. Now, oh, the cross shot from Fuentes. And a yellow card for Fatzinger. It must have been that tackle right there. So that is the 6th Port City player. As you see it late on. Oh, there it is. Yep. The referee on top of it. And here's that chance for Fuentes. Fuentes cuts inside. Just can't get his foot wrapped around it, though. Had Santa Maria on his inside as well. The Salem City player, rolls past Sayer. Salem City was looking for a quick transition. It rolled out of the fencing, though. So Port City with no changes at halftime, and now they've seen over half their team with a yellow box next to their name. And if you count the field players only 4 players out there without a yellow card. That is 3 of their 4 defensive unit. Only one there is Rivera, the left back. And Steele as well without a yellow, and Heckenberg. Other than that, the only player without a yellow is Powell. So 3 center midfielders and 1 outside back. Only player is not booked for Port City. The only Salem City player, Tony Dendel, on a yellow. Bryant couldn't get it to Motez. He was pressured by 2 Salem City players, but they give it away cheaply to Salem City now. Powell doesn't really have many options to work with. The only one there was Finley out to his left. Bryant was almost straight behind 3 Navy jerseys. So we hit the 50th minute here in the game. Powell now. What does he have inside? He's got a late runner with Manisi. If he can get it over there, he finds Bryant short though. Bryant to Steele, now to Heckenberg. Heckenberg out wide to Manisi, the captain for Port City. Does a little feint step. Now a little, footwork that we haven't seen from Manisi all year. Stumbling around. As it was one of those continuous falls that never ended for Manisi there before he dribbled out of bounds. Tony Dendel gave it away to Finley now. Port City once again in the Coastal Blues, obviously going to the goal to your left. Salem City going to the goal to your right. This one's all the way back to Fatzinger. Fatzinger to Mumford. Mumford to Sayer now. They've gone around the back line. Have Port City cleared away there by Rabala. And the lone goal scorer, of course, of Mota. His first goal of the year. Sayer finds inside to Steele. We're going to see 3 subs here from Salem City. The next stoppage, this one is trickling its way. It finally does go out of bounds on the end line. It was like waiting for a water drop to fall out of the faucet. At 25% power. And it finally did go out of play. And it's going to be 3 subs for Salem. It's going to be the end of the night for Muse, as well as Santa Maria. And also for Durhan, it looks like. So new players on for Salem FC. We'll get you those as we get them. Michael Hernandez as the right midfielder. Number 3 of Frakes moves to a different position. He comes off as well. So Duran is not off. He just moved up to the left winger position as Frakes trades with him there. So a new left back and a new right winger. We talked about Hernandez. New central midfielder as well for Salem FC. We'll get you those names here in a second. Steele wins it out of the air. A lot of Navy there. Hernandez's first touch. Fontes. Hernandez is touched out last by Bryant. #27, Raul Canas as well on for Salem City. That's the center midfielder. And then over on the left back position, number 12, Jalen Moore. So we've talked about the substitutions available, 7 in 3 different windows. So Salem City, obviously more limited with the bench there than actual substitutions. It looks like they have a couple more that are warming up, 4 maybe in pennies over there. Now Fuentes, though, with a little slip through ball. Oh, but it got saved there, did Port City. It looked like almost disaster, as he poked it by. Mumford coming sliding out. Hernandez was trying to get there. Hernandez already an impact on this near touchline, driving at defenders. It's going to be thrown from Port City. We take a look at it again as Fuentes does well, trying to get Hernandez, and it was Fatzinger. Oh, Mumford just came sliding out, but Sayer was there to save the day for Port City. And Fuentes went in strong, thought Steele would go in as well. Does not. Bryant just was there for a body. Rabada heads it out of bounds. So Port City takes the chance to catch their breath. There's a couple of subs getting ready for Port City. We'll see who enters the match for them. A couple of goalkeepers on the bench, and only 4 or 5, looks like 5, 6 maybe field players that could play, and 2 goalkeepers. Heckenberg. Manisi was most definitely offsides there, yes. Just got a little too eager there, did Manisi. A lot of offsides for that far assistant referee today. Refereeing crew of Daniel Adadziak, John Orr, Colin Owens, and Miguel Torres for today's match. Fatzinger, and played long to Finley, already with an assist today. After finding Mota for his first goal of the year, Finley looking back post again for Powell, headed away there by Moore. Powell, oh, nifty! Just can't collect the big touch after it. He had a nice piece of footwork there. Oh, and a big challenge in there. Advantage played. Will that be a yellow card? We'll see. Advantage died out quickly. We'll see if Heckenberg goes into the book. As a Salem FC player, took a big challenge there. It was a big touch. And then Heckenberg tried the shot and right into the hips. And so he'll try to catch his breath there. Yonki, it looks like. I think it's just more of a collision of bodies. You see Heckenberg swinging with the right. Maybe hit the hand more than anything else as well for Yonki. Gives the thumbs up. And is shaking the hand off his Yonki. And you know, it's one of those situations where if this is a grass field, these players would probably be wearing their soft grounds. So, you know, since it's turf, only the plastic allowed, the plastic mold. So maybe save some more damage to his hand. Obviously, if the swing came through, obviously the metal studs obviously could cut your hand more easily than the plastic could. So something to be thankful for there for Yonki. Soft ground so critical in today's day and age. All the professionals wearing it on grass fields now. Tony Dandel tripped up. Steele, the offender there. And, you know, for Port City, they can't be really giving up many free kicks, because if you commit something too outrageous, that might be your second yellow. I mean, there's more than a 50% chance. There's actually a 60% chance that if you do something as a player for Port City, if you picked them out of a hat, they would already be on a yellow. As we've crossed the hour mark here in Wilmington. Fontes checks back to it. Well played long there. Canas. Canas now pressuring Finley. Finley shifty around him there. Unable to get it by Rabala though. Now inside to Tony Dandel. To Yonki. Now to Hernandez. Hernandez been powerful in the attack so far. Durhan keeps it in play. Now pressured by Sayer. In the middle there by Yonki. Yonki pushing it. Now back to Yonki. Nice Yonki connection there. Oh, just let her low. Maybe tried the shot blocked by Fatzinger, and then the attack kind of fizzled out. For Salem City, Powell thought he could have got there. He did create some havoc. Mota with the pressure on Hernandez did enough. That was more on the far sideline that we were talking about earlier. Hernandez, big sliding challenge. All balls, says the referee. And two Port City players down next to each other. And Hernandez has ended up with the ball at his feet. Durhan now. Oh, Manisi just stood there like a brick wall and took the ball away. Mad scramble, Bryant not doing anything to drop Rabala to the floor. And we'll see a couple subs here for Port City. And for Finley, that was his first assist on the year as well. Going back to the goal in the 43rd minute. It's going to be the end of the night for Powell and Bryant. So a new center forward out there for Port City. And a right winger. It's going to be number 14, Caden Smith. And Isa Hamid as well. As Fontes pressures against Rivera. Fontes does get it to Moore. Inside to Tony Dendel. It's a race to the ball now. Let it low. Got there first, potentially. Steele clears it away now, and now Hamid. It's his first action of the game. Rabala had to do well there as Smith with the fresh legs came out pressuring fast and brought tension on the situation more than it needed to be. It's going to be a throw-in for Port City. Look at the kind of the crossed effort here. It was off the leg of Rivera there, and Sayer put the body in harm's way. Now Mota tripped up. It's going to be Duran. Duran out wide to Moore. Moore, a lot of space to do something with the ball. He ends up crossing it. Sayer gets his head there first, right at the top of the 18. Now Hamid, the new center forward for Port City, plays it out to Mota, the goal scorer. The difference in the game so far here on this near touchline. Looking for Hamid again. It's headed away by Rabala. Has done that a lot tonight. Has the big frame. Now Duran, Ledalo was offsides. Port City contained in their line here. He was a couple yards offside. You saw it there, and You know, there was an early, as now on the other end, Hamid offsides and played quickly by Salem City. You know, we saw Port City have a little bit of problem of dropping one of their defenders, just lagging behind, and kept a couple Salem City players on sides. There's Hernandez going against Rivera. Hernandez plays it back to Yonki. It's Mota who's won it though. He's got no help right now. He's got to try and find support. He cuts it back for that. Ends up pushing it on to Finley. And moves it centrally to Steele. Port City in their 4-3-3, like we've seen most of this year. Same formation for Salem City. You see a lot of 4-3-3s, either triangles in the middle or such. As now both players on the floor of Mota and Rabala, another Salem City players hit the turf. It's just a mad scramble right now, but Port City on the break. Finley cutting inside, maybe taking a shot on himself. Oh, just can't get it to dip early enough. Can Finley. But that was always going to be the shot, as we've seen Finley take it on a couple of times. And it looks like it's going to be the end of the night for the crafty player. Not standing very tall on the pitch, but he's been able to be shifty tonight, and he's going to be subbed off for Keegan Pete for Port City, and a player that's gotten the assist on the one goal tonight. See 66 minutes of work done, and now it's going to be Keegan Pete's turn as Hamid has shifted out left, maybe momentarily, as Pete's the center forward. Pete not traditionally a center forward for Port City FC. The Mumford now onto it. Keegan Pete playing for UNC Asheville and then going to Roanoke College, or excuse me, Roanoke Maroons. And Smith now with possession, still it's over to Heckenberg now. Hamid blocked by Rabala. So Pete last year, or 2025, which was last season, the midfielder listed on there. Played in 9 games, started in 2 of them. He also scored the game winner on August 29th of this, or last year, the 2-1 victory over Washington College. He's going into his, I think, last year of eligibility. We'll see. And also another sub for Salem City as the referee whistled to that one. We'll mention that here in a second. But Smith, oh, beautiful there. That was Hamid, actually. Just getting the toe ball in. But Port City with the more dangerous chances here in this game already. Hubert Deragon was the player that entered for Salem City. And it was Tierney who exited the game. And he blocks it out of bounds. Excuse me, it was Durham that exited the match. He was playing higher up the pitch. Fatzinger, cross-field switch there to Smith. Hamid blocked the pass back to Smith from Heckenberg, but it's still with Hamid now. Hamid inside the 18-yard box. Smith setting a little pick there, and couldn't get the cross away, could Hamid. So for both these teams, trying to fight for any win that they can get. Salem FC with 3 wins and 2 draws. As we mentioned, the 11 points on the year. Sun now casting a shadow all the way across the pitch. But here is Hernandez. Hernandez going against Mota. Mota gets a foot in there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Port City. One back by Heckenberg. A lot of good defensive work from Port City. And a yellow card, it looks like, maybe offered. No. Warning for Yonki. Quickly taken by Port City. Oh, right to the back of Pete. And it's going to be allowed, as that was into a Port City back of a jersey. And it's going to be more now. Cuts inside. Pushes it off to Canas. And it was just absolutely flubbed by Port City there. Canas looking for someone back post. Mumford was well aware of that one. It's played across now to Tierney. Tierney inside to Yonki. Yonki trying to get it back. He's had a couple good give and goes today already. Mumford, oh, called off Sayer, and good thing he did. He came out flying and clears it long now as Hamid presses Canas. Canas pushes it over to Yonki. Now to Canas. Salem's had the better combinations today, but not enough to get the goal that they so much desire here to tie this game up at 1 apiece. Port City looking to double up on theirs. That pass from Smith, leaving a lot to be desired, as gets stolen away by Salem City. Now good ball over to Moore. He's driving inside the 18. Moore with the outside of the boot. Tres dobos. Tres dedos. Action from Moore there. A little 3-toe outside of the boot. As we've crossed 72 minutes now, 18 more for Port City here defensively. And 18 to find an answer if you're Salem City. Another corner kick for them. First of the second half. If I've got my stats right, it's the second of the game for them as well. Lights on here at historic Legion Stadium here for the final match day at home for Port City FC in their inaugural USL2 campaign. And what a way it would be to finish with 3 points. This one's inside the 6-yard box, and it's somehow found its way all the way through with nobody gathering a hefty touch on it towards goal or even away. Port City get it clear now, and oh, Smith and Deragon just kind of tangled ankles, and both Tukotomo both got up now though. Canas. Rivera wins it off. Salem City tried to lump it long. Yonki unable to really get under that ball enough. It's tough to, honestly, you know, I've played on this turf. It's tough to get under the ball here at historic Legion Stadium. One of those where you've really got to get into the pebbles, you know, and get under it. That's why we don't see as many successful long balls here. Smith, great through ball though to Benisi. Can he get there first? He does get a touch, but off his line was Stanton. And Stanton made himself big enough to knock it out. Salem City there, I would say, kind of getting away with one. And now a chance to get back in the game, but now they've got to play defense once again. Stanton gets to it first, sliding there. Stanton couldn't find Tony Dandel. Smith over on this near side, wide open here to the left of your screen. Now he's got two defenders in Navy around him. Mota somehow finds Hamid though. Hamid, big touch and great challenge from Stanton to extend onto the ball. Like a scorpion. And able to just snatch it up. Like hungry hippos there from Stanton. Go and collects it. He takes a look back at the clock now. He sees 15 minutes left. Quarter of an hour left in this game for both these teams. We see a substitution for Port City getting ready. And it will be the end of the night for the goal scorer, Hendrix Mota, who is the difference in this game as of right now. A new player coming on there for the center forward role. As Hamid tries to hold it in. He does, but it's back in the possession of Navy. Fresh legs for Port City's AJ Alain. It's going to be another corner kick for Salem City. Is the one over the head there, Fatzinger, you see. And Canis gets the cross blocked. We haven't seen a yellow in a while as well. That's good for Port City, knowing that 6 of their players already booked. This cross comes in. Oh, and it's in the back of the net for Salem. Goal! And the goal scorer there of Cameron Ledelo. He got the touch that deflected it towards goal, and it was knocked in by a Port City player. It looked like that's the last touch, but a dangerous cross there. That just was low and driven. See if we can get a look at it here. It's just a crash on Mumford. And Ledelo heads it and just kind of bounces around. So in the 77th minute, Ledelo, who's been smelling some rubber tonight as he's been on the turf numerous times, finally gets his payout and equalizes in this game. Here he is again, Ledelo. As now it's over to Moore. Moore with a little bit of space. First time shot, Mumford got over to his left, but Salem City looked a more dangerous team after that goal. It was a very inconspicuous corner kick that they scored off of, but now momentum all in the favor of the visitors. Smith was onside, says the referee on the far side. Hamid trying to come in late, but it's all Smith right now for Port City. There's no runner in there for Port City. It would have been perfect, but Heckenberg a little bit late, and Hamid was coming from the near touchline. Alain gets whistled for a high kick on Moore. It's farther back. Yonki was trying to take it quick. He does. So now the game hanging in the balance. Once more, Salem City have found the equalizer 2 minutes ago. 11 minutes to go in regulation here. Both these teams fighting to try and move up the standings. Salem City 4 points behind Charlotte Eagles with 2 games in hand to try and move up to 7th. You know, each place does matter. You know, for Port City, want to finish obviously not dead last in your first campaign. Pete kind of with a dummy header there. Hamid doesn't win the battle, and it's going to be with Salem City now. Ledalo, Yonki with a big challenge by Steele. Steele's brought that physicality as of late. In through the legs of a little nutmeg of Yonki there. Now Pete with the outside of the boot looking for Hamid, just a little outstretched, and Hamid started from a little bit of an advanced position.
World Cup update is the 16th minute. U.S. and Bosnia-Herzegovina are tied 0-0.
Manisi put Daragon to the turf, and it was all in fairness, says the referee, as Heckenberg now dribbled right into 2 Navy shirts. He's found another Navy shirt. Strong challenge in by Rabala. He's won it back, though, for Salem City. Now here is Salem, more inside the 18. Elaine ends up getting it cleared. Oh, he was way offsides. There was the Salem defender. As you see Steele not happy with that, looking at the nearsighted linesman. Obviously, that's the reason he headed it away. Steele also maybe a little bit upset with his teammates not communicating that the player behind him was offsides. Letting it go would have been the smarter move there. Obviously tougher when you're on the field. So, you know, one of those plays. Oh, flying scissor kick there from the Salem player. It's going to be another throw-in for Salem. It was Tierney who went flying with the scissor. As now Salem City looking dangerous. As the Salem City supporters having their chance now. Oh, it's Steele and Rivera both colliding. It's back with Moore. Moore crosses it in right on the doorstep. Ends up getting the head to it. Does Port City, though, and gets it cleared for the moment now. Can Elaine start a counterattack? He's got Smith to his north. He does find Smith. Smith's a little inside, though. He's got to deal with Daragon and another Navy jersey of Hernandez as well. And if anybody is not keeping up with the USA game, it is 0-0 right now in the 18th minute. I'm sure that you might be watching it alongside our game. And if you're listening to us, we appreciate you listening to us and not John Strong and Stu Holden. If you're not watching the game, obviously it'll be on for, you know, a lot of time after we're off the air here in Wilmington. Cheap giveaway by Salem City there. Elaine didn't really have to go back into pressure, but he chose to instead of taking space. Yonki was there. And now Salem City with a lot of Navy right in front of their 18. Stenton was able to collect it. And right now the big conversation in the USA game is the health of the Bosnia and Herzegovina keeper, as he's been on the ground for a couple of minutes. That's what I've heard, and maybe making a substitution there. But for right now, it's Moore blocked the cross. Did Fatzinger. Sayer half cleared it, but still pressure now for Salem City. Driving in, Daragon. Cross comes in, only finding Sayer's left foot. Oh, and maybe, yes, a penalty! And cheaply done there from Sayer. Just was not strong enough as Moore snuck around him. And one of those where the more aggressive player won the battle. Sayer does well there, just gets it away, and Moore just goes and collects it. Too relaxed there from Sayer. Maybe soft contact, but enough to blow the whistle from the center referee, and it's just one of those where it's casual from Sayer. It's a stroll in the park, and then it's kind of a tango of legs, to be honest. But it's going to be a penalty for Salem City. And it's one of those where if you get your body in the right position in between the ball and the player, then it's your possession, you could say. And obviously no VAR here in USL2. I'm sure that would have been looked at if there was. Who knows what the decision would have been. But nonetheless, for Salem City, the decision is penalty in Mumford. Has to make a big save here if Port City want to stay in this match. Fontes. Guilherme Fontes with a chance for Salem City. And it is a goal! As Fontes gets a yellow for the celebration, but he won't mind that as his team leads now 2-1 here in the 86th minute. As this has been the story of Port City's year, where they have been in games, they just can't find a way to win them. Now what can Port City do here to try and get themselves back in the game? A game they thought at halftime leading 1-0 they had control of, but it's been end to end. And it's been really either team's game, to be honest. And Salem has looked a better side here in the second half, and they've been rewarded now twice. Singer. Sayer pressing a little bit higher now. Is the center back for Port City. Steele in that center back role after Sayer got stretched out a little bit. Fatzinger. Now Rivera's caught out of position. Moore is inside of Rivera. If the cross can come in, now back post. Wide open. Fontes, PK spot. Oh, saved off the line by Steele. Can you believe it? Now Port City with life once again as they take a deep breath defensively. They've got a chance on the other end. Can't get out of their own way, though, is Manisi as he passes it into Heckenberg and then Hernandez. As a player there, it's Hamid hits the turf. Port City stretched thin now. Not much help there from Salem City, but a cheap foul by Pete gives Salem City the opportunity to slow the game down. Four subs for Salem City, 3 for Port City FC. You see the fans there for Salem City that have made the travel, the 3.5 hour trek, let me say it right, from Winston-Salem. Fontes, who had a chance there to almost ice the game if he would have scored his second. Mumford, came flying off the line, and Canes couldn't get there first. Almost coaching from the fans are the City fans, the Salem City fans. Saying stay compact. They've got 5 now defensively. Oh, Hernandez. Maybe a little bit of exaggeration, but he did get a little help, which is all you need. And there is an extension of the arm, but the festivities of the dive is what is the key there. Nonetheless, foul on Port City. Free kick for Salem City. They've put another central defender, have Salem City. They've got now Tierney, Rabala as the main center backs. Moore wins this one out of the air. Rivera shoulders more often. It's going to be thrown for Port City. A couple of other center backs on the defensive line is Hernandez. Noah Vasilev in as well. So 6 subs for them. For Salem City, Vasilev, the center back that has come on to play that. He's the center of all 5 right now is Vasilev. And the left back of, as there's Hernandez, the left back is Tony Dendel. Excuse me, it's actually Daragon, as he gets his head to it, does Daragon. Tony Dandel off the pitch for Salem City. Port City moving quick now. 30 seconds left in regulation. We'll see how much stoppage time is added by the center referee. Port City must find something here. Not the last opportunity of the game, but the opportunity's dwindling down for the Gulls. Sayer was in there. Rivera tried to win it there. Rivera's the last defender right now. Fontes streaking down the field. Rivera got tripped up. And it's going to be quickly taken by Rivera. The ball was moving. Yep, we saw it there. So it's going to have to be retaken for Port City. Port City just been in so many games, and you know, especially at home, just been unable to find the answer though in these situations. Will they have something magical up their sleeve tonight? Last off of a City player. It's going to be a Port City corner once again. We'll see how much stoppage time there is. I'm not sure we got the word on that yet.
Brought to you by ATSC Solutions, official training partner trusted by Port City FC.
The corner taken here by Steele. Powell off the pitch now. Mumford off as well. So Steele now into the box, back post where there's a lot of light blue. Mumford was there as well. Here's Smith with the shot. Oh, and he's just leaned back with it. Like an overturned sailboat there, just pulled it high. And Stanton taking his time now, as you would obviously expect. Salem City can feel it now. Stanton along into the center of the park, now just into the mixer. Smith just knocks it forward. Port City just trying to get Coastal Blue jerseys forward. Stanton, oh, had to play with his foot there as it was, I mean, I think he could have caught it. It looked like it was off the head of the Salem City defender. It was not an intentional back pass, so he could have picked it up, but now it's a corner for Port City. He's given an opportunity, has Stanton. That could have at least got off another 30 seconds. And a little help there from Charlie as he's in between the baseball game and the soccer game. He helped get the ball back quickly for Port City. And that could be the MVP of the game if Port City score off this corner kick. A lot of bodies in the box again. Mumford in there. This one's low, not able to get past the first defender. And there it is, the final blows of the whistle. Salem City have come back from a goal nil down in the 77th and the 87th. And the penalty from Fontes is the difference as Port City finish the year in USL2 at home with heartbreak. It's been an inaugural season to remember. The one win at home, 3-0 over Wake FC. And 6 losses at home as well, but a lot of close games in those losses as well. So looking forward to next year. Looking forward hopefully to be back with Port City FC. And we look at the highlights. There's the opening goal, brilliant one for Mota, right in the 43rd minute. Then in the 77th minute, it was a leveler. It's just wide open there. Ledelo ends up getting the head on it, and Port City can't get it clear. Then the penalty for Fontes in the 86th. Mumford almost got there, but that was the decider. And a couple of big saves as well from both keepers. First one we're going to look at is Mumford just palming it away. Salem City had some good chances in the first half. This is a big touch there by Santa Maria. Mumford off the knees, getting good push. Here's a cross that comes in, and Mumford has to be aware of, as this is early on. It's all Salem City. It was kind of end-to-end. These chances weren't spectacular, That was a good save to the left for Mumford. This one's a cheap giveaway by Stanton. Port City were unable to make Stanton pay for that one, though. Not enough on that from Heckenberg. There's Mumford coming to collect. It's one of his skills as a goalkeeper. Now you see the sunset here into the second half. Hamid, big touch there, and one of those moments you look back on with the result of the game. That was right before the goal was scored. This was right after the goal was scored. Moore with a chance to grab the lead, which Salem City ultimately did. So that's all we have for you for the year. Once again, my name is Zachary Buttright. Glad that we were able to talk a little bit this year, as we had 7 great home games for Port City's men's team and 5 for the women's. We'll be back next year in USL League 2 for the men, USLW for the women. And it has been a pleasure to be a part of you, or of your weekends or your weekdays for these summer months. As a final farewell, we take you around the globe, as we hope that you all have a good rest of your summer, rest of the World Cup watching it. And not only that, just enjoy the time and then have a good rest of your year as well. As we say, gracias a Dios, danke wiedersehen. Grazie, ciao. Thank you so long. Sayonara. And adios.